The engineers gathered in the crumbling shell of what had once been Earth's most advanced laboratory, now a dilapidated monument to the unexpected absurdity of the universe. Above them, blue and green overgrown circuit boards loomed like foliage from an ancient civilization, hinting at a time when this place was a hive of innovation rather than a museum of forgotten ambitions. In the middle of the cluttered workroom stood Gerald Ortega, his brow furrowed, surrounded by a curious collection of makeshift tools. A comical contraption, a periscope crafted from duct tape, a plastic soda bottle, and a length of wire tarnished his reputation as a brilliant engineer. "Come on, you glorified bottle, don't fail me now," he muttered, fingers fumbling with the delicate assembly. "Marvelous. If that works, it'll either be a miracle or a catastrophe." "Probably both," said Mina Patel with a bemused smirk, her arms crossed in front of her, a stance that concealed a deep well of supportive energy. "Hey now," Gerald retorted, puffing his chest with mock seriousness. "Every great invention needs a spark of genius, and I am positively radiating it at this very moment. Just wait till you take a look through this, might see the stars align." Mina raised a skeptical eyebrow, picking up a jagged piece of alloy from the floor as if to further punctuate her point. "Those stars you're aiming for? I think they're hiding behind that rusting door over there, and they definitely don't want to be found." At that moment, the flickering holographic screen came to life, revealing a riot of angry turquoise and purple hues. Squinting through the distortion, the comical faces of the Digari appeared strange, tiny green beings with disproportionately large heads, brimming with a keen sense of mockery. "Ah, human inventors," chirped Zrillok, the most vocal of the Digari, a playful threat in his voice. "You bind plastic and metal together like a toddler with building blocks. Truly, is this your finest work?" "Given our circumstances," Mina retorted, unable to suppress a smile, "we are resourceful. At least we don't need anti-grav tech just to pour a cup of coffee." Gerald carefully lowered the periscope, meeting Zrillok's gaze with feigned indignation. "Want to taste human innovation? I've got some instant coffee in the corner. Oh wait, you can't press a button, can you?" Before Zrillok could conjure a rebuttal, the ceiling panels throbbed ominously, and a tremor rippled through the building. Unsettling images of the Star Eater, a titanic black hole hovering languidly like a cosmic sloth, flashed before their eyes. Its gaping maw consumed everything in its wake, illustrating the inevitable cosmic danger that loomed over their tenuous partnership. "Yes, remind us of that majestic gravity well," Zrillok continued, sarcasm lacing his words. "Humanity looks surprisingly foolish as it dances on the edge of its own extinction." Gerald stifled a chuckle. "Or maybe we just have a refined taste for cosmic pizza." He dropped the render of his periscope, and the room fell into a contemplative hush. Could they actually harness something so overwhelmingly powerful? "It's just a theory," Mina interjected, grounding their levity with a touch of gravity in her voice. "We've certainly never hypothetically tried to tame a black hole before." The Digari tilted their heads, visibly intrigued against a backdrop of otherworldly colors. "You believe you can achieve this? You've barely mastered hydrogen fusion." "Sure. Sounds easy if you know what you're doing. What do you have to lose?" Gerald quipped, shrugging indifferently. "We never thought we could outwit a Star Eater, but who needs caution, right?" Just then, a loud bang echoed from the corner, snapping their laughter short. In a flickering haze, they turned to see a massive machine labeled Chamber of Gravity, its paint peeling with age. Shuddering ominously, a vortex gleamed menacingly from within its metallic shell. "Oh no," Mina gasped, wide-eyed. "That's definitely not in the textbook." "Relax. It's just dramatic science," Gerald replied bravely, stepping closer, a grin plastered on his face. "Just like rehearsing good banter with aliens, how hard can it be?" Before anyone could articulate their doubts, a wave of gravity surged from the machine, pulling Gerald toward it. He grappled against the sudden force, drawing a wheezing breath. "Okay, maybe a little help here." Mina lunged, grabbing Gerald's arm with a firm grip. "Did you really think you could trick an advanced gravitational system with duct tape?" "Consider it an art form," he grinned, still wrestling against the growing pull. "A modern-day MacGyver, if you will." As Zrillok observed, a flicker of intrigue danced in his oversized eyes rather than horror. "Fascinating. Humans embody chaos yet relentlessly pursue grandeur. Duct tape technology may indeed hold secrets unknown to even us. You just can't resist a good show, can you? Mina gasped, half exasperated yet somewhat tickled by the unfolding chaos. Yes, Zrillok replied, eyes shining with mirthful mischief. If you can truly harness a Star Eater, we may just learn to respect your methods, and perhaps even learn to mock you less, building a bridge instead of a wall. The wheel of fate had turned, thrusting them onto an absurd path, aiming to tame a cosmic beast undaunted and united against impending doom. Egos collided with laughter as Mina and Gerald exchanged determined glances. Time to get our act together, or we'll end up as gravity snacks, she quipped, adjusting her gear with a fervor that indicated her readiness. Not a chance. Gerald laughed, buoyed by her spirit. Let's show these little green guys what humans can truly achieve. With a shared chuckle reverberating through the hallowed spaces of their ancient lab, they dived headlong into the tangled mess of human ingenuity, poised to capture the stars or to illuminate the vast void with their spectacular failures. After all, fame, or at the very least, a solid reputation, was worth facing the Star Eater for. Amidst the lingering glow of their recent triumph, the atmosphere in the lab shifted from adrenaline-fueled chaos to a palpable sense of camaraderie. This unexpected alliance had birthed a unique fellowship, a synthesis of human ingenuity and alien wit, providing a promise of resilience amid the uncertainties of an ever-changing universe. Now that we've avoided cosmic calamity, how do we move forward? Mina asked, brushing strands of hair from her face, the adrenaline still coursing through her veins. The Star Eater might be subdued, but we need a plan to ensure it doesn't become our ultimate foe again. Nathan nodded enthusiastically, pacing the room, energized by their shared success. What if we set up a monitoring system? We could use Zrillok's graviton fields to keep track of the shifts in gravitational energy near our planet. That way, we have an early warning system for any fluctuations. Zrillok leaned closer, absorbing the idea with keen interest. Utilizing our technology as a shield around your vulnerable atmosphere, ingenious. The vibrations are inherently tied to the cosmic currents. We can create a mesh of graviton fields that would detect disturbances and alert you before they become problematic. Right, but we still need an anchor point, Gerald pointed out, stepping away from the remnants of their makeshift devices, which now gleamed with a newfound purpose. We need a central hub that can integrate our data, perhaps a computer core infused with the technology we just devised. Mina nodded, her thoughts racing. What if we repurposed the core that powered the chamber of gravity? It held enough energy to draw the Star Eater. Surely it can handle the steady hum of our monitoring system. Gerald rubbed his chin contemplatively. It's risky, but if we can modify it, we might actually accomplish something remarkable. Most importantly, this will cement our partnership. We won't just be protecting our planet, we will be doing it together as one. The sense of purpose threaded through the team, igniting discussions that soared with ambition. They began piecing together a blueprint for their next move, banishing the lingering dread with the excitement of possibility. Days turned into weeks, each dawn bringing progress as the lab transformed into a crucible of innovation. The Degari's elegant designs entwined seamlessly with the human's raw creativity, crafting inventions that shimmered with life. New mechanisms whirred to life alongside a fresh motherboard that rested at the center of their hub, a heartbeat of technology poised to monitor the cosmos. During these collaborative sessions, Gerald and Zrillok exchanged playful banter that forged strong ties between them. One afternoon, as they worked diligently elbow to elbow, Zrillok suddenly broke into a childlike grin. You know, Jerry, for a creature so fixated on bipedal achievements, you surprise me with your cleverness. Perhaps we could display your ingenuity at our next intergalactic symposium. Very funny, Zrillok, Gerald retorted with a chuckle. If I had a penny for every time you complimented human creativity, well, I'd be rich enough to fund an expedition to find a new star, I bet. As laughter filled the lab, Mina and Nathan worked nearby, their focus honed in on aligning the final adjustments to the core. I can't believe this is actually working, Mina said, a hint of disbelief in her tone. There's something special about how we've bridged our differences. I never imagined I'd become friends with beings from another world. Nathan smiled, glancing momentarily at Zrillok, who was trying to imitate portly human expressions. This is the quintessential example of what happens when you challenge your preconceived limitations. Who would have thought aliens and humans could team up to battle a black hole? Well, you know what they say, necessity is the mother of invention, Mina replied, her eyes glimmering with hope. In that moment, she realized that their unorthodox alliance was not merely about survival, it involved a bold journey into the realms of understanding and trust. As the core reached completion, they stood back together, surveying their creation. Bathed in the soft glow of circuitry, it pulsed with potential, embodying their unity. In the heart of the lab, where chaos once ruled, harmony reigned supreme. Zrillok's antennae flickered with excitement. With this, we may indeed chart a course toward new frontiers. Let us hope that our collaborative genius can withstand the trials ahead. What's next? A victory dance, Gerald joked, still riding the high of their achievements. We could invite a few cosmic friends over for some celebratory snacks. Just don't serve any radicals. They don't like humans, Zrillok replied, making a face that was half jest and half genuine concern, causing everyone to burst into laughter once again. The light-hearted atmosphere of the lab was a stark contrast to when they first convened. Together, through trials and tribulations, hearts had softened, shared laughter had echoed, and friendship had blossomed through adversity. They had woven trust into each joint effort, preparing to face whatever new challenges their expanding alliance would encounter in the galactic fabric. As the newly crafted hub began its monitoring functions, connecting them to the ethereal wonders of space, they knew they would be tested again by the universe's unfathomable mysteries. But as long as they stood united, the collective strength of humanity and the Dagari could prevail, inspired by their shared journey into an uncertain, yet hopeful future. And so, under the embrace of countless stars, their saga had commenced not as solitary beings, but as a unified front ready to explore the cosmos, bend the laws of gravity, and perhaps, in the end, redefine what it meant to be truly free. The weeks that followed their momentous victory yielded an air of both celebration and anticipation. Life in the modified lab was vibrant, buzzing with renewed purpose as Nathan, Zrillok, and their team of eclectic allies put their shared skills to work. The shadows that once loomed large, threatening to consume their hopes, now flickered on the periphery of their vision, mere reminders of the past. In the aftermath, the atmosphere throbbed with the kind of energy only found in the wake of a hard-fought triumph. Laughter and banter filled the space as they shared stories and discovered little quirks about each other in the process. The cultural contrast that once sparked tension had instead transformed into an intricate dance of camaraderie and respect. One evening, as they gathered around a makeshift table set within the lab, Mina prepared a spread of Earth Snacks adventurous fare that ranged from traditional popcorn to protein bars infused with exotic flavors. "I thought we could celebrate our success and the fact that nobody turned into space dust," she quipped, tossing a piece of popcorn towards Zrillok, who dodged it with surprising agility. "Delicious!" Zrillok exclaimed, tentatively picking up a piece of popcorn with his slender fingers and examining it, his green skin glimmering under the nearby screens. "This salty snack embodies chaos, yet the flavor is captivating." Gerald chuckled, patting Zrillok's shoulder. "Consider it an Earth delicacy. Besides, if we had been devoured by the Star Eater, who would be here to enjoy it?" "Indeed, it is the potential for pleasure that brings meaning to survival," Zrillok replied, a spark of humor dancing in his large eyes. As they munched, Nathan and Lomi busily analyzed data collected during their recent encounter, their minds buzzing with intricate calculations. "We should consider refocusing our monitoring systems to capture patterns," Lomi suggested, her energy palpable. "If we delve deeper into its fluctuations, we may discover more about how it operates, and perhaps even preemptively counter any future threats." "Agreed," Nathan replied, "but let's balance our insights with practical applications. We cracked the code for redirecting the Star Eater, and now we need to use what we've learned to develop protocols that can respond quickly if it ever returns." Mina chimed in, her voice imbued with reassurance. "Here's to building connections, right? We've learned from each other, and that's what matters. We'll use our understanding to strengthen our defenses together." Time cascaded forward, and their collaborative spirit fueled a cascade of revelations. They designed new systems that harmonized Zolarian technology with human ingenuity, filters to sift through gravitational readings, algorithms to predict cosmic disturbances, and even simulations to test their ideas without the risk of another planet-wide catastrophe. One afternoon, as the lab lit up with newfound ideas, Nathan spotted a rolling horizon of stars beyond the translucent window overlooking space. Inspiration struck him. What if we create a visual chart of known gravitational bodies and share it with other civilizations? Knowledge is power, and by linking up with allies throughout the galaxy, we could foster a coalition against imminent cosmological threats. Zrillok nodded, instinctively swiping a taloned finger across a holographic display, his mind racing. An interconnected map would unite our diverse technologies and intelligence. If we present ourselves not as individuals but as a united league, we can delve deeper into universal challenges. An information network. Gerald roared with delight, the excitement infectious. We could keep our lines of communication wide open. Imagine sending out alerts if we detect gravitational anomalies, sharing updates on our findings in real time through a universal database. Exactly. Mina exclaimed, clapping her hands together. A coalition that not only monitors but protects, sharing preventative measures before threats can even arrive. We're not just guardians of Earth, we could empower systems across the stars. As they turned their collective vision toward the stars, ignited by such ambition, an undeniable sense of urgency bloomed within them. They worked diligently, balancing technical precision with creative innovation, each contribution spinning its own thread into the burgeoning tapestry that was their coalition. But the expanse of the universe is often unpredictable, even for the fiercest of allies. Days spooled on, filled with promise, and yet beneath the celebration rested a quiet tension and echo of reckoning that reminded them the Star Eaters' withdrawal was not the end. Just as they built, so too must they remain vigilant. One evening, as they gathered once more in the lab, the screen suddenly distorted, an iridescent wave sweeping across them. Nathan's heart sank as the alarm blared, disrupting their cheerful chatter and signaling for immediate action. "What's happening? Show me the data," he urged, his pulse quickening. Zrillok shot to his feet, eyes wide. "It appears we're detecting an anomaly, a shift suggesting another gravity wave. It is extraordinary." Their interconnected systems hummed with energy, streams of data flooding in with astonishing speed. "We have a gravitational disturbance," Lomi confirmed, her fingers a blur dancing across the console. "It seems to be coming from a nearby star cluster. There's a pattern to it, but it's wrong." "What does that mean?" Gerald questioned sharply. "Can we counter it?" Nathan's breath hitched as he regarded the new readings. "It's erratic, but if we don't act now, the disturbance could coalesce into something more dangerous. We may need to adapt our strategies and deploy the graviton field again. Time is of the essence." As the team sprang into action, urgency coursing through their veins, the very fabric of their alliances coalesced into a singular focus. They conjured concepts and crunched calculations in frenzied unison, voices overlapping as they shouted instructions and sought solutions. "Deploy the counterpulse, but we'll need to amplify our resonance," Zrillok commanded, determination emulating from his every word. "We've faced the titanic void before. We can navigate it again." They cascaded from one solution to another, the lab morphing into a microcosm of creativity, a place where human passion swirled with Zellarian rationality. Heartbeats raced, energy levels surged, and they found themselves at a precipice once more. "Redirect it," Nathan shouted, his desperation rising. "If we don't control that gravitational surge in the next few minutes, it could suck us in." Mina moved quickly to the control panel, adrenaline sharpening her focus. "I need those calculations now." Her voice trembled slightly, embers of frustration igniting under pressure. "Just a minute." Gerald was at her side, fingers flying. "I'm fine-tuning the harmonics, but it's going to take all of us. Hold steady." Every individual cast aside doubts, blending their instincts into the swirling chaos of calculations and machines, their minds melding into a unified force against the odds. The room pulsed with electricity, a blend of voices becoming a chorus of collaboration. Nathan's gaze darted between monitors, and amidst the clamor, the star cluster readings spiraled around him, a tsunami of unpredictable energy cascading in their direction. "Now, adjust the gravitational channels." Zrillok's resonant voice cut through the din. "Redirect the surge onto the harmonics." Mina shouted back, unwavering amid the chaos. "Firing up the graviton field now." A convulsive light erupted from the lab as their combined energies erupted into the expanse of the cosmos. Time warped, slowed, and fell into an exhilarating singular moment, where their might coalesced into a radiant beam aimed at the gravitational anomaly. Then came the silence of breathless quiet that hung in the air as they watched the anomaly shift under the intensity of their united purpose. All at once, the room erupted into beaming joy and disbelief. "We did it," Gerald laughed, disbelief weaving through his joy. "We just saved ourselves again." The triumphant waves of exhilaration cascaded over them, illuminating the lab with the exhilaration of hope. As the dust settled, and they gathered their breaths, they looked around at one another in awe. "The odds were against us," Zrillok mused, his expression softening, "and yet when tested we prevailed. This dynamic between us, this understanding, is something profound." Rolling the stillness of victory over them, Nathan shook his head, a wry smile crawling onto his face. "I can't believe I'm saying this, but perhaps we're getting the hang of this teamwork thing. Who knew such a blend could be this fun?" Mina grinned, her laugh bubbling like effervescent joy. "If we could do this every day without annihilating ourselves, I would sign up immediately." Laughter echoed through the lab, mingling with their earnest resolve. As they navigated challenges together, moment by moment pulses of vibrant energy interwove them, forging unseen links of solidarity. What began as disparate individuals bound by circumstances had transformed into a family grounded in trust, and together they stood at the precipice of a new journey equipped to harness cosmic challenges, inspire growth, and illuminate an uncertain future. And so, with their eyes set toward the horizon of endless stars, they dared to envision what lay ahead. No longer simply survivors, they became custodians of the cosmos, custodians united in hope and adventure, ready to face whatever the universe would cast their way. "Let's not waste any time," Nathan said, a grin still plastered across his face from their recent success. "We have so much to explore now that we've proven we can adapt and thrive together." Zrillok nodded, the palpable excitement in the air wrapping around him like a cloak. "Indeed. Together we may unravel cosmic mysteries that would have once evaded our reach. Our bond, both mental and technological, holds potential far beyond mere survival." Mina's eyes sparkled at the prospect of exploration. "What should we prioritize? More gravitational fluctuations? Or perhaps the origins of this wave we just redirected?" Gerald, leaning against a nearby workstation, crossed his arms thoughtfully. "What if we flip the question? Instead of identifying threats, why not seek out opportunities? There could be undiscovered energy sources or phenomena we can study, potential allies beyond just the Zolarians or ourselves." "Brilliant," Zrillok said, clearly impressed. "Harnessing energy from cosmic events, understanding their nature, that could not only safeguard our worlds but also enrich us scientifically and culturally."
"Okay, but how do we actually do that?" Mina questioned, her fingers tapping against the control panel as she pored over the data from their previous encounter. "We were just reacting, and now we need to become proactive. We must develop metrics and strategies."
That was Nathan's cue. His mind was buzzing with ideas. "We can build a suite of observatories, one to monitor gravitational fluctuations, and others to study different cosmic phenomena like black holes, neutron stars, or even stellar remnants. This way we can collect data from around our systems and beyond, keeping track of various gravitational happenings while integrating Zolarian technology to enhance our observational capabilities." Gerald whistled in admiration. "Now that's a plan. We could design them together, complementing each other's styles, Zolarian precision and human creativity." "Precisely," Zrillok chimed in, enthusiasm fueling his voice. "Once established, these observatories can act as nodes in a larger network, encompassing both our civilizations and creating a universal information-sharing system to monitor significant cosmic events." Mina's energy soared. "We can compile our findings into a centralized database, maybe even a collaborative initiative amongst other civilizations. The more we know, the better we're equipped against future threats." Working long hours through days and into weeks, their efforts took shape. The lab shifted from a chaotic space of survival to a vibrant hub of innovation and collaboration. Underneath the flickering lights, they began to design, construct, and test their observatories, not only melding their technologies but also their intellectual cultures. The first model became a centerpiece for their ingenious designs. It was a hybrid gleaming metallic frameworks, laced with organic structures reminiscent of Earth's flora. Zrillok harmonics resonated through its core, energizing sensors calibrated to detect even the faintest shifts in gravitational waves across vast distances. Late one evening, after a long day of adjustments and battle with specifications, Gerald collapsed back in his chair, exhaustion trailing from his eyes. "How long until we make this a reality?" he mused, leaning toward the massive blueprint stretched across the table. "It feels simultaneously exhilarating and daunting." With spontaneous laughter, Mina brushed her hair back. "Do you know how long it took us to defeat the Star Eater? We learned to navigate chaos in record time. If we can conquer cosmic forces, we can make a few observatories. Plus, we have alien tech on our side now." "Right clarification, let's just steer clear of precarious cosmic forces for a while," Gerald amended, raising a finger. A harmonious chuckle echoed, instilling a breath of camaraderie into the room. "Being cautious is wise," Zrillok interjected, waving a hand dismissively. "But the risks are part of the adventure. We must seize these moments." "What's the worst that can happen?" Nathan joined in, enthusiasm bubbling forth. "We could uncover a new type of energy that illuminates our worlds, or an entirely trapped civilization in need of assistance. Or discover that we've inadvertently invited cosmic ironclad entities to join our dance party," Mina quipped, laughter surging through everyone. The idea morphed from a jest to a rallying cry of possibility that buoyed their spirits. Weeks of determination coursed by, and soon construction of the first observatory was underway. As their efforts bore fruit, the lab became intertwined with glowing lights, harmonics embracing the air, a blend of organic elegance and technological prowess. With an entire collection of knowledge amassed and new collaborations born, they readied their first venture into the cosmos, a voyaging vessel set to explore and map the unknown. The crew consisted of this vibrant, unconventional team, their camaraderie forged through it all, a bond stronger than the stars themselves. "Are we ready?" Nathan's voice rang out as they stood assembled before the open hatch of the vessel, excitement tempered with trepidation. "Let's make human history and Zrillok legacy," Zrillok encouraged, flicking an antenna toward the stars that awaited them. Mina flashed a determined grin. "Today we become more than allies, we become explorers. And this time we will dance gracefully with the cosmos, not merely react to it." Each stepping forward, they filled the vessel with laughter and energy that whipped through the air, echoes brushing against the external walls. The threshold of a limitless universe awaited, which had become their playground instead of their battleground. As the ship lurched forward, engines igniting, Nathan squeezed Mina's hand, a sense of promise enveloping them. The stars embraced, and so began their inaugural exploration outside the confines of the known cosmos. Eager hearts full of dreams danced through the corridors of space, seeking not only hope but collaborative foresight, embarking on quests, transforming curiosity into discovery. Through their combined energies of human spirit and Zrillok resilience, the universe lay open before them, ready to reveal the secrets it held, one shared step at a time. As they catapulted beyond familiar realms, the echoes of their collective triumph propelled them forward, lighting their path in the dark expanse, a testament to the resilience born from shared battles and newfound friendships. Yes, they were more than mere allies now, they were a united force, a tapestry of creativity woven together in harmony, each thread potent with the promise of tomorrow. The journey ahead was unwritten, a blank canvas ready to transform through each shared experience, challenge, and joy. In that moment, as they soared toward the stars, they recognized that their cosmic dance had only just begun. And through each step, they would together discover not only the vast wonders of the universe, but the boundless depths of their own connection. Amidst the vibrant celebrations, the air shimmered with the echo of laughter and hopeful conversations as beings from innumerable species shared stories and dreams. Nathan, energized by the bustling excitement, stood at the heart of this burgeoning alliance. Surrounded by faces filled with brilliance and warmth, he caught glimpses of futures yet to be written. "Mina, can you believe we actually pulled this off?" he said, turning to her with a newfound admiration. She wore a crown of colorful flowers, gifts from visiting representatives adorning her hair with joy and whimsy. "I can," she replied, her eyes shining under the soft lights. I always knew that when creativity meets adaptability, magic happens. Just look at everyone. She gestured expansively at the crowd, where humans and Zellerians discussed concepts that would have been unthinkable only weeks before. It's inspiring, Nathan replied, feeling a swell of pride at their achievements. We're building bridges across worlds and introducing ideas that break old barriers. Who knows what we'll unearth next? Gerald joined them, armed with a sparkling cup filled to the brim with a strange fizzing beverage from one of the Zellerian vendors nearby. I call this Zolafizz, he proclaimed, taking a long sip, his eyes widening with surprise. Incredible. Tastes like a mix of strawberries and space, very much on brand if you ask me.
Be careful with that stuff. You might accidentally float to the ceiling, Mina chuckled, amusement lighting her features. She waved to Zrillok, who was deep in conversation with a group of diplomats from another dimension. The Degari gangly, jovial in race known for their charm and unpredictability.
Hey, Zrillok, Nathan called out, beckoning him over. You really brought life to this symposium. Everyone seems eager to collaborate. Zrillok turned, his multifaceted eyes reflecting the soft glows of lights surrounding them. It is exhilarating, he declared, gliding over, the ethereal cadence of his voice weaving seamlessly through the murmurs that filled the air. The potential for shared knowledge here transcends our individual cultures. Imagine what we can accomplish together. Exactly. Just the beginning, Gerald said, spinning in excitement around their collective corner. The pulsating energy of the symposium enveloped him, lighting a fire of ambition within. What do you say we start drafting plans for our first joint project right now? Nathan smiled at Gerald's exuberance, but a contemplative thought crossed his mind. If we're truly seeking to build long-lasting connections, we should include educational exchanges. Imagine scientists and artists from both worlds sharing their methods and ideas in real time. Education is indeed the cornerstone of perception, Zrillok agreed, a hint of admiration in his tone. Such exchanges would deepen the understanding between our peoples, nurturing seeds of creativity and insight. Mina raised her lightly fizzing cup, a cheer in her voice. To the next generation. Let's craft a future where we all learn together and break down barriers even in education. They clinked their cups together, laughter resonating once more as an affirmation of unity. All around them, relationships blossomed, worlds intertwined, and opportunities unfurled. Speaking of education, Nathan interjected, leaning closer to the pair, let's not forget the role of artists in this movement. We need ambassadors of creativity to visualize our dreams, connect our experiences, and shape our narratives.
Absolutely, Gerald exclaimed. Let's commission works of art that capture our journey, the victory over the Star Eater, the beauty of our collaborations. We can showcase those stories to inspire others.
As they brainstormed in the vibrant atmosphere of collaboration, voices around them began to swell, a growing gathering that called on their shared triumphs. Soon, Nathan noticed clusters forming as champions from each world rekindled excitement about their roles in the future.
People are buzzing with ideas, Mina observed, turning her gaze toward a gathering where artists and innovators were fervently discussing interactions that transcended the barriers of language.
As the sun dipped below the horizon, painting spectacular colors across the sky, and stars began to twinkle overhead, a sense of urgency settled in Nathan's chest. Through art, we can unite ideas, as my grandfather said. Perhaps we could hold competitions. Invite artists to depict their visions of peace, cooperation, and understanding. Not just art, but performances as well. Theatrical and musical expressions can communicate sentiments that transcend words, Gerald suggested excitedly. Imagine a collaborative dance with Zellerian grace and human flair, all sharing stories that encapsulate our unity. Yes, Mina's voice pierced through the air like a bell, clarity piercing the excitement. This could be an annual festival, a showcase of all cultures, a space for all civilizations to share their voices, but always underlined by our joint journey. The idea unfolded like vibrant artwork, their hopes spilled into tangible plans filled with colors, ideals, and dreams. With fire in their hearts, they drafted proposals, outlining an array of joint exhibits, performances, and collaborative educational endeavors. Days melted into weeks as preparations evolved into a massive undertaking that intertwined knowledge with creativity. Species across the galaxy received invitations, a warm, embellished call inviting them to share their stories while embracing others. the anticipated festival emerged like a blossom reaching its full splendor under nurturing sunlight, one that revived a sense of hope throughout the galaxies. Anxiety gave way to anticipation, as each world prepared to share its narratives in colorful, vivacious displays, an explosion of ideas and culture ready to rise up. As they approached the festival day, a collaborative spirit enveloped everyone involved, each being reflecting on the intertwined journey that had brought them there. From unexpected friendships to the shared experience of overcoming cosmic threat, the festival would immortalize these bonds in a celebration of creativity and acceptance. And when the festival dawned, Nathan stood at the forefront, bathed in colors as representatives of myriad species filled the vast expanse. Zrillok stood beside him, eyes gleaming with joy, ready to witness the culmination of their efforts. The opening ceremony pulsed with energy. Nathan gazed out at the crowd, feeling his heart race with a mixture of pride and excitement. Today marks not just the merger of our worlds, but the unveiling of a new chapter. Together we will share our stories, spread understanding, and reshape the cosmos. As applause thundered across the space, the speeches turned into performances. Music filled the air, a harmonious melody weaving in Zellerian notes and human rhythms, echoing their differences yet binding them together. Artists unveiled murals that narrated their adventures, each brushstroke laced with emotion and experience, bold hues recounting vibrant stories of triumph over chaos. Dancers interpreted their journey with graceful movements, spanning the many colors of life and cooperation. The laughter and engagement were infectious. Every conversation shared ideas and insights, building cultural bridges where none had existed before.
Together, Nathan remarked to Zrillok amidst the animation, "We're creating echoes that will resonate across galaxies." Just as Nathan turned to cake in the festivities, a sudden hush fell over the crowd. At the stage, a surprise guest, the Amithian Council, renowned for their age-old wisdom, had walked up to present. Elderly beings draped in jeweled robes stood tall, their voices deep and rich as they began to speak.
"We have watched you, the unity between your civilizations and how you stood together against a cosmic threat. In your collaboration, we see the promise of a new day, one where understanding transcends boundaries, where chaos is quelled by creativity." The audience, enraptured, fell completely silent, anticipating what the council would reveal next. "Because of your efforts, we wish to grant you the Amithian Accord," one of the elders proclaimed, raising a crystalline orb that gleamed in the light. "An invitation to join the League of Concordance that will support mutual growth among all participating species." Gasps swept through the crowd. This was recognition beyond mere words. It was a testament to the bonds they had forged. Nathan's heart raced as wild cheers erupted. Zrillok clasped his shoulders, momentarily taken aback with disbelief. It was a victory that spiraled beyond their immediate triumph. It was an invitation to expand their vision into something monumental, to create a universe where understanding reigned.
In that moment, Nathan understood that the small but significant victories woven through their journey had opened pathways to a brighter future. With every cheer and shout echoing through the festival, the fabric of friendship grew stronger.
The stars twinkled brightly above, a celestial reminder that even in the vastness of the universe, unity and understanding could illuminate the darkest corners. And as the festival continued into the night, with color and laughter painting the canvas of their expressions, Nathan knew it was only the beginning. Their tale of unity was not merely a chapter closed, but an endless story that would ripple through the galaxies, one where creativity triumphed, transcending boundaries and ushering in a new era of understanding amidst the stars.
For together they had built something beautiful, a legacy, a festival, and an endless journey toward deeper connections, embracing each other's universes, more bright and glorious than they could have ever imagined.